Good evening, and welcome to another episode of After Sunday. The Lord Still Speaks. After Sunday is sponsored by the Social Maximus Network. We are excited about today's episode. I don't know if you're watching us in the evening or if you caught the replay on the morning on your way to work, or if you're catching us on your lunch break in the afternoon, but you are in for a treat today. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I have been pulling and reaching out to everyone trying to get in touch with this young lady to bring her on this particular platform. And it is none other than Mrs. SCHELLIE FANFAN herself. That's right. That's right. SCHELLIE FANFAN of Ask SCHELLIE Consulting LLC. SCHELLIE, just say hello to the audience before we get going today.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all of God's people. Welcome, welcome. I'm blessed to be on the show. Humbled that you chose me to be here. What a divine appointment. So greetings to all. Welcome to a divine appointment.
I love it. Nothing but a divine appointment. And SCHELLIE, you are a speaker, you are a ordained minister, you are a coach, and you travel the world empowering people. Oh, I did forget, you are a licensed counselor as well. I don't want to leave that out. I don't want to leave nothing out. Listen, you have so many titles, you wear so many hats, but I brought you on today for two reasons. For number one, so that the world will know who you are as if they don't know who you are. But the second reason, you have a phenomenal event coming up this weekend in the sunny state of Florida, in Orlando, Florida. Yes. It is called the Teach Me How to Heal, the Reframe Conference. And I just want to get right into that. I want you to tell us a little about your ministry, your business, and how this all came about, and also give us the details about Teach Me How to Heal, Miss SCHELLIE.
All right, loaded question. I don't even know where to begin. So first and foremost, I have experienced the divine collision, and that is when your career and your calling collide. And I'm telling you, when that happens, we become fully resourced in everything that we were called to do. And that's what my ministry is about. My ministry is helping people to overcome emotional injury, to overcome generational curses, to overcome unwanted thought patterns, to break behavioral patterns so that they can truly crack the code on bringing out, engaging, and living in the greatest versions of themselves. And so when I say the divine collision, my career is as a licensed psychotherapist. It was a purpose that I was born with, created with. It's embedded in who I am. So many people ask me all the time. I am here when they come for therapy. I'm here because I want to find my purpose, as if it's something that we should be looking for. Purpose is not something that we look for. It's something that we dig for. It was always a part of who I was as a little girl, always seeing the best in people, always wanting to talk to people, drawing people of all ages to speak to me. So it was easy when it was time for me to make a decision about what it was I wanted to do with my gifts, my abilities, my talents. And in doing so, I was raised Catholic. Really had lots of religion, very little relationship. And I found the Lord for myself in graduate school. I found the Lord in graduate school for myself, without the religion, but with relationship that caused a conviction on the inside of me, a fire that nobody can put out. And since that time, I have been walking in my calling, and I've been able to do that even through my career in helping people to apply kingdom principles, kingdom protocols, and psychological principles. Let me say that again. I have the privilege of bringing people to that crossroad where psychological principles and kingdom protocols applied with consistency set you free. And that is what my ministry is. That is what my career is. I've been a licensed psychotherapist for about 18 years. I've been practicing for 23 years. I specialize in trauma and addiction, intimacy, corporate training as well. And in doing so, I get to work with individuals. I get to work with married couples and exclusively dating partnerships. I get to partner with corporation leaders in providing the secret sauce to peak performance and team building and team cohesiveness, you name it. And that is what I do each and every day. I'm always in the position of being a change agent. That's who I am. That's my career. That is my calling. But you asked about the conference.
Yes,
I'll
yes,
pause
yes,
there. I'll
yes.
pause there in case there's any questions that you have before because when I talk about the conference, I'm going to go a little deeper into who I am and what my experience has been.
I do have a question before we get into the conference.
Yes.
Why do you feel like so many people, Shelly, are truly afraid to step into their true kingdom purpose? See, you said something earlier. You said their true kingdom purpose, but there are so many people that are still afraid to tap into that thing. And not to take away from the conference, but give me a reason or two. Why do you think people are truly afraid to walk into that thing in their full authority?
Well, there's a lot that's pretty layered. So I'm gonna talk about the what I see the most as a clinician. Number one, maybe not number one, but the first thing that comes to mind is that many of us do not necessarily believe that we deserve what we desire. I'm going to say that again. Many of us do not necessarily believe that we deserve what we desire. And when it comes to kingdom believers, some of my most difficult clients, to be very honest with you, they seem to be of the most difficult. We tend to over spiritualize things and make it seem like we are waiting for clarity. We are waiting for God to show. We are waiting for some type of sign. And that is not the way it works. You know, sometimes when you may hear a song or you may hear a tune and you just know, oh, that's Luther. I know that's Luther. He doesn't even have to open his mouth. I know that's Luther. Oh boy, yeah. I know that's Keith Sweat or that's Ty Tribbett. You could kind of hear a tune and know who the artist is behind it. And what I try to get my clients to understand is God is the very same way. He shows up in patterns. And the pattern that I'm talking about is he causes us or he creates open doors in situations that don't necessarily look favorable. So because he operates that way, like, Lord, you want me to go forward and you want me to make this decision without the provision? But we tend to need certainty before we move. But God doesn't operate that way. Sometimes we need to do it in our uncertainty. We need to do it in our fear. You need to make the decision without the provision because that is how the provision comes. The provision gets unlocked when you move forward in that decision. And so there is this need for certainty when it may not necessarily be required. The only certainty you need is that God will never leave you and never forsake you. The certainty that you need is that he will always finish what he started. All the certainty that we need is that you're fully resourced to do whatever it is that God called you to do. We need to move. We need to move forward. The other day, I was so frustrated. I'm from New York, man of God. I'm from New York. And so
I hear it.
I drive like I'm from New York. I drive like I'm from New York, okay? And so I am like doing my New York driving. I get to a stop sign. I'm making a left onto oncoming traffic, so which means that oncoming traffic has the right of way. So this woman pulls into the turning lane and she needs to make a left to go into the same gas station I'm leaving out of. So by the rules of the road, she has the right of way. You don't have to stop. You don't have to pause. You don't have to yield. All you have to do is go. But here I am at the stop sign because I'm supposed to stop. And she's just sitting there. And the reason why she was sitting there is because she did not know her right. She didn't realize that she had the right of way. And so many of us are operating on this side of heaven, and we don't necessarily know our rights. And if you know your rights, either you know it or you're not operating in it. That's where authority comes. Authority is knowing your rights and operating in it, knowing it and activating it because you're walking in it. So you know what I did? Although she had the right of way, I just went on ahead.
Come on now. Come on
And
now.
so 2023 is about, we're not skipping lines. We're not letting people skip lines up in here. We're not letting people tell us what to do, how to do it. It's forward, upward, and unbothered. I'm not letting anybody through when it's my right of way. We have a clear path. There is no competition in our lane.
I love it. I love it.
It's impossible.
I love it.
Impossible. There is no competition in our lane. I don't care if there's 10 other therapists in the building. I don't care if it's 20 other financial services firm in the area. Nobody will do it like you.
That's good. We're going to pause for the calls for a second. You need to subscribe to the Social Maximus Network, because when we bring these guests on and they're dropping these type of jewels, people pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to get this type of knowledge, and you're getting it for free. It is free right now because the price is going to go up eventually. So please, please, please subscribe to the Social Maximus Network on YouTube. Hit that notification button, because once we drop these episodes, you do not want to miss them. Shelly, how can my listeners, how can the audience find you? And let's get into this conference. How can they find you? Because you dropping some fire tonight.
So they can connect with me at www.askshelley.com. I mentioned that I was from New York. I am Haitian American, proud Haitian, proud Haitian American woman. But the only reason why I'm saying that, because I want you to know, and I also want you to understand that my name is spelled quite different than the average Shelly. So that's Ask Shelly, SCHELLIE, AskShelly.com. They can connect with me there. You know, you talked about the conference. Another way that they can connect with me is going straight to the event site, which is www.teachmehowtoheal.com. www.teachmehowtoheal.com. I am Ask Shelly on all social media platforms.
So why teach me how to heal? And before you even get into that, listen, I had to tap into that thing. I can't physically be in the building, but I sold into it. I called Shelly personally and said, look, how can I get a ticket for somebody? Because when you see good ground, you better sow into it and tap into it. So D-Lee Ministries was glad to purchase a ticket. Look, we're praying and believing God that next week we can buy 10 tickets, because look, this is good ground to sow into. Why teach me how to heal?
So there was a moment, I can't even say a moment. There were periods, there were seasons in my life where I mastered the art of mask wearing. I was a minister, too blessed to be stressed, serving every day, you know, but just totally dying on the inside. And I thought that that's what I had to do. I did. I thought that that's what pushing through meant. I thought pushing through meant I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep serving. I'll be at every church meeting. I'll be at every church barbecue. I will continue to move forward and wait for the glory of God to come down and heal me and heal this sadness and heal this depression. And guess what? That was the worst form of self-neglect for years. But I was serving, and I was counseling, and I was ministering. And so I did not see it as self-neglect, but it got worse and it got worse, and the depression got worse. The anger got worse. The frustration got worse. The loneliness got worse. And when I started toying with this idea of what would this world be like without me in it, I knew I needed help. And so Teach Me How to Heal was birthed out of a time in my life where God said, you will never pick up a microphone again and speak about a destination you have not yet arrived.
Jesus.
I had to do the deep breathing so I can tell somebody else, you can control that anxiety attack through your deep breathing. I had to learn how to cut people off and enforce boundaries to save myself. So now I can tell someone, you know what your issue is? You don't have boundaries. I had to be in a position where I couldn't depend on anybody else but an intimate relationship with Christ. I understand what it is to be able to take your mask off and tell people that respect you, love you, look up to you, that I don't have it together. I'm in no position to speak to you. I've been living in hypocrisy. I was at a place where I understood the power of vulnerability, the power of honesty, and the depth that's in normalizing abnormalities. I normalize not sleeping at night. I normalize the agitation. I normalize always being tired. I normalize waiting for God to come. Oh, here's another. The warfare is coming because the blessing's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. 5 years later, it's right around the corner. 10 years later, it's still around the corner. Are we really doing this? We're still waiting for the blessing to come that's right around. I was done. I was done. And I went through a period where I remember being on my knees, and it wasn't a pretty prayer. I was very upset. I said, Lord, I've been serving. I married out of this is when before I came to the knowledge of Christ the way I needed to, I had married an Orthodox Muslim. And so I'm in this prayer, you start reminding God of what you did. You know what, Lord, I followed you. I obeyed you. I did this. I did that. I've been like, what is this? Like, what is this? Like, Lord, like, you can trust me. Blessing me is good for you. What manner of life is this? And God said, I'm going to teach you how to smile in the storm. And while that sounds like such a beautiful story, it wasn't for me, because I understood that meant I was still going to be in the storm.
Jesus.
But I literally surrendered to that. I literally surrendered because I knew that God was going to assure that I made it to the other side and that I would be able to practically teach people how to heal. Practically. I was in a season where motivational messages, that the emotional like rush of a sermon just wasn't enough. I understand you, pastor, to sow everything I have in the account, but I need you to tell me how to do that. I need you to tell me how to do that. I need you to teach me what intimacy is and how to cultivate. I was in a season where I needed to know practically how to break through. I don't need an emotional rush anymore. I need to learn how to heal. And so this conference is about making it really practical for people, helping them to understand that those butterflies in your stomach, that's anxiety. When you start to think about not wanting to live anymore, that's suicidal ideation. Your inability to wake up in the morning, that's depression. The thing that you call procrastination, that's self-sabotage. Like, we're gonna get people to get unlocked out of their incarceration and learn practically how to heal. And that's what this conference is about, is full circle. It gives purpose to that dark season that I went through. And we have other speakers and teachers that are teaching very practical skills on how to break through. It is going to be right here in the sunny Orlando, Florida. And it's going to be at the Rosen Shingle Creek. And you need a vacation. So don't turn your ears off because it's not necessarily in your neck of the woods. Get here. Sometimes we gotta go, right? We have to move forward for our healing. We gotta move out of our comfort zone. We gotta sow money. We gotta invest in ourselves. And that's what this is about. Orlando, Florida. Teach me how to heal, the Reframe Conference. You can get your tickets at www.teachmehowtoheal.com. That's www.teachmehowtoheal.com. It's this coming Saturday, April 15th. Ticket sales are shutting down in just a few days. Get your ticket. Get here to Orlando, Florida. If you are in the Florida area, get here to sunny Orlando and come get a double portion of breakthrough for yourself and your loved ones.
I'm telling you, I'm looking at the lineup, Shelly, and I am just like in awe at what you guys and your team have put together. This is going to be a phenomenal event. I'm not just saying that because I know you personally. I'm saying it because I believe in it. I see it, and just your story. Oh my God! If I didn't have other engagements this Saturday, I would be there myself. I'm telling you, if you are anywhere near Orlando, or you just got some flyer miles and you got to get away, use them this weekend and get to the Teach Me How to Heal, the Reframe Conference. Look, I need you to do me a favor and follow Shelly on all social platforms. I need you to follow her, go to her website. I need you to connect with her because she's a coach, she's a speaker, she's a trainer. She is all of that. And let me tell you, I met her last October, and this is an inside joke. I said, Shelly don't have a bad color in her wardrobe. She can make anything look good. I mean, I'm telling you, and she is a phenomenal woman of God. So, Shelly, give the audience a closing word of encouragement as we wrap this episode up.
You are a gift to this world. You know, I know that we were raised with this. I don't know the phrase because I've already unlearned it, but like, we don't owe people but to love them, or we don't owe people but to respect them, whatever that is. You know, that is not true. We owe the world our gifts, and we cannot do it effectively and at the level that we are called to do so if we don't heal. Understand that emotionally you can emotionally react to things you don't even remember. That is how powerful injury is. But you know what's even more powerful than your injury is your healing. So the only person that can give you access to your healing is you. So are you ready to give yourself the greatest gift that you can? And that is to give yourself the opportunity to heal, decapitate all obstacles so that you can truly be the greatest version of yourself.
I love it. You heard it here first. Teach Me How to Heal, the Reframe Conference, happening this Saturday, April the 15th in sunny Orlando, Florida. Connect with Shellie FanFan. Subscribe to the Social Maximus Network. I'm your boy, Donald Lee, with D. Lee Ministries, a ministry of hope, a ministry of power, a ministry of truth. You can find me on all socials, www.dleeministries.com. And remember, as I close, love God, love others, but most importantly, love yourself. Until next week's episode, we are out. Be blessed.
Hey, good people, it's your man Shannon Casino. Thank you for clicking the link and joining us on another episode of After Sunday, brought to you by the Social Maximus Network. Make sure you guys subscribe and click the notification bell. Every week on Thursday night, we'll be bringing you new episodes of After Sunday. We'll have new guests and new topics every week. Make sure you guys tune in. I see you.